Hey group, what's going on? This is Josh Young. I'm calling, I'm filming this in Seattle, Washington, visiting family. This is my wife Rachel. This is our son Ezekiel,
Hi.
still in the running for cutest kid in the world. Say hi, buddy. Mwah. All
Right.
right, well, they're going to go wash up. Anyways, just wanted to run through with you all what came about as I met with our core clarity guy. My top strength was restorative, and that means just talking to Gary. It means I kind of like to get to the roots of problems really quickly, and I tend to repurpose and reinvent tools of the trade to meet immediate needs. In other words, I'm pretty good at troubleshooting. And that's kind of related to my next one, which is relator. And so when I'm troubleshooting, my natural tendency will be toward looking at the root problems relationally with people. I like, and I think this has been true of me, I like forming deeper, more mutually beneficial relationships with other people. I'm not the type of person that likes to have a lot of friends around me. I generally like to keep two or three close friends with me. So that's just kind of been my natural bent. I would agree with that. I am an includer, which means that I genuinely embrace diversity. I try to welcome everyone into a group or a project without judgment or reserve. Evidently, that means I'm naturally accepting of others. The next one was intellection, and which for intellection, it makes me naturally introspective. So I'm not really much of an out loud thinker. I tend to need a solid, like, good amount of time for internal reflection and having this kind of running dialogue in my head. But I do need space in order to do that. So I'm kind of naturally introspective, and that's intellection. And my final one is a ranger, and this kind of goes up with being a natural troubleshooter, and that means I'm naturally resourceful. So I tend to kind of take the things that I have around me. The way it puts it is configuring and reconfiguring for optimal efficiency. I guess I confidently and calmly orchestrate people, plans, and complex, multifaceted projects. And I guess in what I do, that is pretty true. I try to organize groups of musicians and worship planners and leaders and make things work on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, I can kind of see the arranger in me. And so the second piece we were given was the lifeline, and I'm sorry, was kind of like, I guess, the core clarity identity. And for that, I was marked as a lifeline. And lifelines are natural caregivers and caretakers. Depending on their talents, their focus of their support maybe it'll be around people, information, or tasks. And as I've been kind of reflecting on my conversation with Gary, I think definitely the focus of the things that I support definitely goes to be around people, and that probably has to do with being naturally accepting and kind of relationally resourceful. Experience joy when actions benefit others. That's true. Servant leaders motivate by example. I'd say that's pretty true. I'm not. I guess when I'm working on teams and I'm leading in teams, I tend to express leadership and motivation mostly by what I do, as opposed to trying to, make a big rousing speech or something like that. And also, part of being a lifeline is being steady and reliable. Can often feel overlooked and or taken for granted, and essential, core competent on every team. So those were some of the things that came up as I was reflecting with Gary Runn on on this project. Yeah, and I think a lot of these things ring true. I definitely am drawn to situations where troubleshooting is needed and figuring out problems and fixing things. And I'm definitely drawn toward finding core problems, particularly relationally. And so those two things definitely rang true for me. All right, well, I think my 5 minutes is almost up. God bless.